What's up, race fans, and welcome to another episode of the Pecino Report. Here we are, end of season 2021. This is episode 30. Oh my god, I can't believe how many episodes we've had. Episode 30, that'd be the Taka Nakagami episode. What an absolute legend. Riding for LCR Honda. He's one of my absolute all-time favorite riders. He's the Banzai Bullet. He's fantastic. But here we are, end of the season. The winners have all been set. Everyone's away on holidays. We're enjoying seeing everyone's Instagram feeds. So there's not really much going on at this time of year, or is there? We'll find out soon. But we thought we'd come to you with a very special episode at the end of the year and talk about our top 10 best moments of the year. We're going to do another one in a couple of days that you'll also see with our top 10 worst moments of the year, or are they our bottom 10 moments of the year? Nah, you know what I mean. But for this one, we're going to stick with the top 10 best moments of the year. Each of us are going to go through our highlights, and then Manuel's going to tell us why we're wrong, and then why his ones are the best ones. That's normally what happens with these things. And that voice you can hear in the background there, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to say hello to El Jefe first. Hey, boss, how you doing? How's your break been?
Hello.
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 he's a bit slow.
Hello.
Well, I think that these days, these Christmas days are for all of us a little bit crazy. Too much food. This is clear.
Yeah.
In some cases, too much alcohol as well. And
That's
now preparing for the New Year's Eve. That is the final shot of these holidays. And I wouldn't say that I have been relaxed, but because there were some things going on and closing the years and so far, and very much focused on our markets before we start.
Yes. I've just heard that there's been a little bit of news where they're saying, oh, his progress is adequate, but they're really not sure what's going on with the eye issues. Tell me the goss. Yes,
the goss. No, you know that we do not goss here.
We don't gossip.
No, look, he went through a checkup, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the press release, the official statement said that he progresses adequate or something like this.
Adequately. Such a vanilla comment that doesn't actually tell you
anything. Vanilla comment. That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At the end, look, things have not changed.
Right.
Okay.
So he's still having the issue. He's still having blurring, double vision if he puts pressure on it.
Yes, he's still, and I have to say something that may sound very controversial.
Go on. Not on the Pecino Report.
But what I will say, I stick it and I say in front of the Pope, if necessary.
Yep.
Ooh, we're recording. It's okay. Go.
He's retiring. Tick tack, tick tack, tick tack, tick tack. Look, Mark's double vision. He has had this for a long time.
Since when he bumped his head, has it been since then he's had
was it Moto 2, Moto 3?
No. This season he has raced with double vision.
Oh, right. So it's come back earlier this year.
Yes, it's an issue that he has been worried about. It has been kept secret.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
But it has not been, once again, it has not been, as the official statement said, a training that he hit the head. This is not the reality. To say it in an elegant way, you know?
Right.
Yeah, do you think they used his shoulder and arm injury to cover this then for a while? Because I know
no. His shoulder and his arm injury were there.
Were they that bad?
I don't know. I don't know. No, they were bad, but I don't know when exactly this happened. But remember that he crashed 22 times this season, and they were crashes, terrible crashes like the one in Jerez.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that one in Jerez? Then he had other hard crashes, and he has been with this issue for a while. So,
okay. So
again, the truth always appears sooner or later.
Yep.
You know, so telling fairy tales, I always say it's not the right strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So do you think that we're at risk of not seeing him on the grid next season?
I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know.
The thing is, Manuel, the fact that even that you say I don't know is a concern. Because that means it's up in the air.
Oh no, and they don't know. So I don't know, and they don't know because, the situation is they don't want to put him on a surgery room, put it in a surgery room again. So they are waiting, and we will see what's happening. But it's a situation, it's a worrying situation. But even so, look, we saw Marquez doing incredible things.
He's won 3 races this year, for God's sake. Like,
he did incredible things, and as they don't have explained the situation, the same way we admire what he has done in this condition, we can ask ourselves if some of the things he did were also related with this. I can tell you what happened in Silverstone with Martin. At the end, when they hide the things, once again, they open the door to all type of speculation and rumors.
Exactly.
And that's always the same.
Yeah, that's right. And we always seem to be talking about this in the context of Honda. Their PR, their press, their marketing department, whatever you want to call it, publicity department, sorry, it seems to be terrible. Whether that's coming from Alberto Puig or somebody else, I don't know. But they're clearly not doing a very good job, are they?
Look, I know, that I've worked for Honda for a while, and they put inside the structure of the team a top guy in communication. He was an Italian, directly linked with Japan, but he was Italian. A guy who had worked for Camel, for a lot of big companies as a communication responsible. He lasted 1 year because they blocked every initiative they blocked. Because why? Because that company is run by engineers. And engineers think that if they spend $1 in communication is $1 thrown away.
Yeah.
So important, especially at the level that this is, though. You need to have a real speculate.
But not for the engineers. The engineer, they live in another world. They are in Pluto or in Saturn.
Exactly.
Turning around. Yeah.
They literally don't care.
There's
they just want the.
We've spoken about that with some of the riders that don't like the media. That's part of it. That's part of this whole, I was going to say game, this whole sport.
Right, game. Yeah.
It's the media is huge.
I have spoken with a friend of mine who is a director of one circuit in the championship. And he told me, look, the difference between MotoGP in Austin, for example, when they raced in Austin, we saw Hamilton doing PR in Florida. We saw Fernando Alonso doing PR in New York. We saw Bottas, or I don't know, doing PR in LA.
Exactly.
And then the same, when the Dorna did this, they said Valentino never went to any of these things. Was too busy, he didn't like. Marquez, no sé qué. At the end, they sent who? They sent Luca Marini, with all respect. They sent, Lorenzo Baldassarri.
They send the new boys. They go, off you go.
Yeah. No, but the big fish, the names who could attract the crowd to the show.
Yeah.
They didn't know. I don't go to this kind of stuff. And Donna didn't push them.
Yeah.
Liberty Media, who is the owner of the championship, as you know, Liberty, they are Americans, and they know, and the Americans know how to manage the shows.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And this is the big difference.
Yeah, it is. You're dead right. That's
on
right.
that,
Anyway,
I'm wondering. I was just going to say quickly. I know a lot of people I've spoken to recently have started following F1 because of the Drive to Survive documentary that was made, and I heard that there's a MotoGP one coming out next year. Is it Amazon Prime or that one? I don't know if it's already been filmed, but I'm very keen to see how much influence that's going to have, because so many people, purely because they've been sitting in lockdown, in COVID, watching this documentary. I hope that MotoGP will.
I hope so, and I think it will. Realistically, it will boost the numbers. It will boost the interest. There's a very different dynamic in MotoGP than there is in F1, though, that is going to make it a lot more difficult. And I was reading about this a couple of weeks ago that I didn't actually think of until it was brought up. And that's the fact that the native language of F1 is English. All of the teams, they communicate and they speak in English. In MotoGP, the native languages are Spanish and Italian.
Yeah.
The majority of the teams, they work in Spanish and Italian. So just for the TV show, just for the sake of that, you're going to have a lot of subtitles. There's going to be a lot of subtitles, and there's also a lot of mistrust still because they haven't had the first season yet. And so I know from what they've been saying, the camera teams, they were denied a lot of access, where with the F1 teams, they managed to get the access because a lot of the MotoGP teams were scared that they didn't want to let these guys in because they were going to lose some secrets to other teams, that sort of thing. So it's early days. So let's see how it works.
Because the one who run these teams are engineers. They are not PR people. They are not PR people.
They don't understand the value.
People, and this, who is to blame? The organizer, the people who run the championship. They should force. Said, look, here we pay a lot of money to you. This is a business. Hey, there is a nice part and it's a part that you don't like, but it's your job.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened in F1. Realistically, you look at it 8 or 10 years ago, the sport was struggling. It was struggling for numbers, and those teams didn't voluntarily come out of that age to where they are now. They were dragged kicking and screaming into this new age because somebody with some strength, it was, at the end of the Bernie Eccleston area and the beginning of Liberty Media area, they dragged them out of that. And the same thing needs to happen with MotoGP. You're dead right.
Stu, it's just the name, Liberty Media.
Yes, exactly. You're owned by a media company.
It's in the name, kiddies.
Indeed. All right. Look, hey, we've gotten off to a great start. We've done a typical Pecino report thing and gone off at a tangent. That's awesome. So,
can I say hello?
Yeah, I was going to say before we do anything else. Hi, my dear. How you doing? Tell me about a certain little trip that you might have had the last few weeks ago. Yeah.
As you're talking, I was like, Manuel's going to keep talking now, and no one's going to ask me how I'm going, and I've got so much to tell you all. So when was it, Stu? It was only like 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, yeah, it was about 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, Stu flew here to Adelaide, and we went to Tail and Bend for 4 nights.
It was awesome.
Wow.
And we drank so much beer.
Oh, we drank so much.
And listened to so much 90s music. I also filmed Stu sleeping. I should post that. We went to the Australian Superbikes round. Jack Miller was there.
Yep.
We got to walk on the grid and talk with everyone. And Manuel gave me strict instructions to behave. And I was trying with all my, so we were talking about this before we started recording for those that have been following us for a while. I came into this. We've been doing this for 2 seasons now, by the way, which has been just an absolute blessing in my life. So we've done 2 years of this together. Until 3 weeks ago, I had never, ever, ever been to a live race. So my ovaries exploded 27 times, I think, over that weekend, because I will never forget the moment of my first race start.
Yep.
We were like talking to Jack Miller. Oh my God, I don't even know where to start. It was the most mind-blowing weekend. It was, when you were talking before about the PR side of things, I was just reflecting on, we talk about MotoGP on an international arena. Yep. Here in Australia, the Superbikes obviously don't have a huge following either. So it was so good to see Jack Miller come back here. He rode his own bike. He did it on his own. There was the young guys at the circuit that had him, he was walking around talking to him. The guys that were racing against him were, busting their butts because they were going to be in the international media if they beat Jack Miller at the Superbikes. Like, there were so many positive and amazing things for that weekend. And it was just, it was so good. Manuel, you should have been here.
It was so good. We had T-shirts made up and everything, Manuel, with Pecino Report on them. It was really good. I was going to get one made up with the Pecino Report logo on the front, and then that photo of you riding the fairground ride motorbike where you're leaning over. I was going to get that photo on the back, right, with the caption underneath that says, "Where the hell is Manuel?"
Oh, we should have done it.
We'll do that next time.
We will. But so one other quick thing I wanted to share. So because now, thank you, Manuel and Stu have turned me into a rev head. I just bought myself for Christmas. I'm doing the driver experience, so I can drive a Mustang with an actual driver around the racetrack for 5 laps. They coach me, and I've bought myself 3 hot laps in a Porsche. My Christmas present to myself.
Oh my God, you've turned into a total redhead. Oh,
What have you
that's
done to me? I used to be a lady.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you are a gasoline addict now.
I
Exactly.
I get everyone that's listening. I guess you all have the same thing. It's like it's a physical response now. So like your body actually responds.
Yep. You don't understand until the first time you're actually there. Like you obviously you had it so lucky. We were standing right on the grid wall, on the pit wall, as the red lights went out, and 25 Superbikes went screaming past us. Well, in Jack Miller's case, bunny hopping past us because he couldn't handle a launch control. But yeah, the look on Andrew's face was absolutely priceless. It was brilliant.
It was so good.
Indeed.
So I'm ready to see what 2022 brings. Besides aliens, I'm keen to get to Europe to come to a MotoGP race, Manuel.
Definitely. Let's do it.
There's your warning.
Okay, there's your warning. Right, let's kick off. Here we go. So,
all right,
top 10. Who wants to start? Manuel, you can start, boss. Do you want to go from 10 all the way to 1? Do you have them in any particular order, or are these?
Yes, I have them in a special order.
Ooh, all right, go for it.
We go from 10 to 1, right?
Yes, do it.
Number 10, I have put on my list Enea Bastianini. Okay.
Yes.
Enea Bastianini, who has performed well,
Yep.
especially considering the bike he has.
Yep. Especially that Misano ride.
Exactly. Misano is basically the best circuit he has. But he has shown, look, that he has learned along the season very clearly. And we give him position 10 I give him position 10 in my list.
Nice,
okay?
Nice, very good. And that's a really good point, Manuel. I was really, up in the air about the beast at the beginning of the year. I wasn't sure, I was thinking, does he really justify it? But
should he be up there?
I wasn't sure, but now I completely agree.
He has learned, and he's basically very good in managing the tires in the second part of the races.
Yep.
And this is clearly a sign of talent.
Yep.
Because this is something that you don't learn, especially being a rookie. Okay. Number nine. The 2 last laps at the Red Bull Ring under the rain.
Oh yeah, Binder and who's first? Who's second, who's third? Oh my God!
I think these were the 2 most exciting laps in the whole season. I think we all stood up. There was a moment where Luca Marini was on the podium, then Valentino.
That's right. Ballet was on the podium for about 5 seconds.
And we saw that Binder Brad could not stop the bike. He almost get off track every time on every corner. So
wins the race at 30 k's an hour or something.
Yeah. He walked over the line.
So this for me was number 9. Very exciting, the best racing moment of the year. Then on position number 8, maybe a surprise, I put Dennis Foggia. Why? Dennis Foggia?
Yeah.
Yes, because
he owned the second half of the season.
His character, he fought until the very end against the guy that all of us said that is something special. But Dennis Foggia didn't give up.
Yeah.
He really fought until the last moment. It's not because of the result. It's because of what he showed on the track as a character,
Yep, 100%. 100%.
Wow.
Okay. Number
7.
Number 7. I put Raul Fernandez.
Number 7. He's not higher up on your list.
Yep.
No, he was, but I have changed it. He put in 7 because he did super perform as a rookie, obviously, but another rider with the same bike beat him.
Yeah.
Okay, a rider with much more experience, but Raul really astonishing, and he must be one of these special guys because 3 factories in MotoGP
all been fighting over
a job.
Yeah, exactly.
Offered him a job.
So they ended up we spoke about this, I think, in our last episode or 2. There was some discussions about whether he was going to not go to MotoGP and stay in Moto2 if
this has been. this has been solved. He will race KTM, and this is how it.
That's what I was going to say, because they gave his brother a seat.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, we are now on number
6.
Number 6, Jorge Martin.
Yeah, fair enough. Yep. I was really thinking about putting him in my list. Yep.
Because why? Because look, apart from what he showed on track, again, what I admire more is the character. After breaking 8 bones in that terrible crash, he came back and performed super well.
Yeah.
And you know, again, the character is for
didn't rattle him.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We've seen so many riders, and I think we might have spoken about it at the beginning of the year. We say, yes, they're really fast in the lower classes. They come to MotoGP and they just try too hard and they take themselves out and they don't learn. But we saw with Jorge Martin, yes, he maybe tried too hard. He maybe made that big mistake when in his second or third race, I think it was, at the beginning of the season. But I was expecting that was it for him for the year. I was expecting that we weren't going to see anything else. But to see him come back and be so competitive towards the end of the season, absolutely amazing. He's definitely one to watch for the next few years.
And there are 2 more things that I want to say about Jorge Martin. One is that character-wise, he looks pretty close to Marc Marquez. He goes with he goes with everything full. He doesn't, you know, he's all in. He's
all or nothing. All or
nothing.
Yep.
And then the other thing I like of Jorge is that you see that he is enjoying. He's like a kid in Disneyland because he's always happy when things go well. He's really excited, you know.
Yep, exactly.
So he enjoys like being in an amusement park riding these bikes. And this is, again, is something that he transmits very well, you know.
Yep.
Okay.
Completely how it should be.
We are number 5, no?
Yeah.
Number 5, I put Bagnaia.
Pecco, yeah. Yep,
Bagnaia, because he's a super strong end of the season. Basically, the fastest rider. What penalizes him is the start of the season. Okay, the first win arrived very late. Sometimes it was his fault. Other times not. There were some technical issues, but Pecco is number 5 on my list.
Yep.
Then number 4.
You've got me thinking what the next 5 are going to be.
Yeah.
Because I know there's got to be a Rossi comment in there, but I can't think what was.
No, the next on my list is Pedro Acosta.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yep.
And not that much. Also, of course, his performance were astonishing. A rookie. There has been no rookie in the whole history of the championship. There has been no rookie with the same performance as him.
Yep.
But what makes me put him that high is how superior he was technically compared with his rivals. He did things on the bike that were technically 10 steps over the rest. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
How he turned, how he braked, it was the technique that he showed that he's somebody super different.
I think you took us through that a bit throughout the season, Manuel, in different episodes, seeing how he hugged the line tighter and the way he leaned. I'm changing this to simple terms for people like me to understand exactly what you just said.
Well, that's it. You did right. It's just the way he attacks a corner is completely different to the other riders.
And even for me, I can see that in just with my limited knowledge, you can see how much he stands out.
And he's capable to win, escaping to win in a last lap fight. He is capable to win in so many ways. So he's
from pit lane.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he has a whole, how do you say, issues to use in racing.
Yes.
Technique, racing technique.
Yep.
Okay. Number 4. No, number
3.
Number 3. There we go.
Hang on. Stu, what do you think he's going to say?
For number 3, Remy.
Number 3, Fabio Quartararo.
Fabio.
Who?
Yeah, who's
Fabio,
this guy? Who?
Because look, basically, obviously, being the world champion in MotoGP is the pinnacle of racing.
Yeah.
But what I like most of him is, look, think of what I'm going to say. Last season, we knew very well which were his weak points.
Yep.
That when things didn't go well, he just gave up. So during last winter, he, I think, reflected very well. And this year, he turned his weak points into one of his strong points. One of his strong points now is which? That he understands, accepts the best result possible every day.
Yep.
So he doesn't get frustrated like he did last year. So he did a super step forward in this, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
As a rider, there has been a clear evolution, and this is fantastic.
Maturity, that's right, exactly.
Maturity that, for example, we have not seen in Viñales, we have not seen in Jack Miller, but Fabio has back. And these are the riders that go step by step, you know, that get there.
Yep.
Congratulations to Fabio. And remember that he went over the arm pump problem in Jerez, the zippers in Montmeló,
the Nipplegate. I'm like Nipplegate.
Nipplegate.
Okay, number 2, and this is the big surprise. You will never.
Maverick Viñales. Sorry.
Maybe he's at the top in another list.
Yeah, in another list.
Okay.
So number 2, the Ducati Desmo.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I had a serious think about that as well for mine. But yeah, what a beast! What a machine!
Yeah, it's the masterpiece of Dalinia. After so many years,
yeah,
the Ducati Desmo 16 won with so many riders, did pole position with so many riders. Is the bike that all the riders of the grid would like to ride at this moment. So the Desmo has been the Desmo.
Exactly. Yeah.
What's that word mean? What does that word mean?
What, Desmo?
Yeah.
It's okay. So the Desmodronic gear valve gear arrangement is a specific invention that Ducati made.
Oh, that's what I haven't heard. I don't know what you're talking about. That makes sense.
And so the bike is called the Desmo 16. Is that correct, Manuel?
Yes. Desmo is the way the valves are accionados,
actuated.
Accessed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's basically a gear-driven mechanical valve system,
exactly,
as opposed to relying on springs and lifters and stuff.
It's a very difficult. It's a very old system, but super difficult to really make it work accurate. But Ducati has such an experience in this. It's the only brand that uses this.
Yep.
And that's why, for example, Dovizioso was called Desmodovi.
Desmodovi.
That's where I'd heard it before. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. And the Oscar goes to
there can only be one.
Marc Marquez.
Marc Marquez.
Oh, no, nice. Rossi in all of this list.
Not in this list.
What?
Marc Marquez, top of your list. So what are you saying for his 3 wins, for what he has done this year?
Paul, again, he showed that he is his character. Yep. With one arm and a half, he did what he did. He crashed 22 times. He pushed, he raced, he fought, he stood up. You know, he's a real champion. He is. He's a gladiator. What you expect of a gladiator, that's Marc Marquez, you know?
Yep.
And he shows that he thinks that the throne of MotoGP is his.
Course,
and he goes to the end. Compare his approach with the one of Joan Mir.
Yeah.
What I struggled with, because this was the first, obviously I saw him last season when he got, he didn't race very much, did he? And when he came back and he was starting to be up there, I was like, no, I don't want him to. I don't want this guy. But then there was that feeling that was like, oh, hang on, actually, yes, go. I want you to win. And then so it was really disappointing to then have everything happen to him and not see he most likely could have won the championship easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, we all agree, liking him or not, this is not the point, that MotoGP with Marc Marquez is one thing and MotoGP without Marc is another sport.
Yeah,
huge.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a better place to have him there. Is MotoGP is just such a much better place.
It steps it up.
It does completely. I'm like you, Andrew. I've said for years I was never a Marc fan. I never really dug deep into what was going on behind the scenes. But in these last few years, since we've been doing this and I've been looking at it in a completely different light, I've so much respect for this guy.
Yeah.
But for, like you say, Manuel, just the competitive spirit that he brings and just how he elevates all those people around him.
Even the behind the scenes psychological warfare.
Yes.
It's just so good.
Yeah. And every time he appears on the grid, the rest are thinking, what is going to do? That's only with him.
But even like the story you told us, Manuel, at the hotel when he walked into the gym and sat and did his bits and then left, and it's so much fun, and they'd all be like, "Whoa!" Just it brings it to a whole new level.
Exactly. Yeah. And for all those, sorry, I was going to say, Manuel, for all those people watching and listening that don't know, this is not a case of just another Marc fanboy going, "Oh, Marc was fantastic this year." No. Manuel has made it quite clear in the past. He is also not actually a fan of Marc Marquez. I think we had a conversation, didn't we, Manuel? Marc or Valle? And Manuel quite clearly said he's actually more on the Valle side of things than Marc. He doesn't agree with a lot of things that Marc has done in the past, how he's pushed the sport. But so for you to make this
credit
top of your list, that is amazing. That's huge. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but look, he has, again, he's a real champion. It's a sportman to the end, you know?
Exactly. Fantastic. Okay. So there you go. Top of your list, Marc Marquez.
Stu, I have a question.
Yeah. Go.
I know Manuel had a list and Stu had a list, but Manuel's the boss, so we went with his list.
Yep.
What was on your list, Stu, that was not in Manuel's?
Well, I'm going to go through mine now. Yeah, there was a lot on mine. There was some that was the same. There was some that was more specific, but there was some different ones. So I'll go through. Do you want to go through yours first, Andrew, or do you want me to go through mine?
Yeah, ready?
Go on.
Done. That's it.
All right. Okay, I'll go through mine. Okay, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Drum roll.
Okay.
Stu's top 10. So now this is where everyone turns off. This is the part in the YouTube video where you put the little thing so you can see where to stop.
Imagine what mine would have been like. It would have been like, Fabio is number 10 because he got his nipples out.
Yeah, exactly.
And someone did a shoey. That's number 9.
Some dude's abs.
I should have done. I was moving house today. That's why I'm not prepared. But I should have done an Andrew list, shouldn't I?
Well, you can do that for the worst one. Indeed. All right. Okay. Here's mine. Number 10. Okay. So I didn't do mine in a specific order, but the more I look at it, the more I think, it's actually quite reasonably accurate for a correct order. So I'll start at 10 and work my way through as well. So in number 10, I've got Jack Miller's first dry win in Jerez this year, of course. Jack Miller's win. He struggled a little bit at the beginning of the season. He knew all the pressure was on him. And then he had that the waters broke in Jerez. And his waters broke as well. He had a cry. He was very emotional. It was a wonderful moment for him. Didn't do so well for the rest of the season, but I think that one there was a very good moment.
But he won the race after as well, no? In Le Mans or not?
He did. That's right. Yeah, he got 2 on the trot.
Yeah, I personally would give more credit to the second one because the first one was basically a problem with Fabio. The second one, he showed that.
True.
The first was not gratis.
The first one was Fabio's arm pump, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Okay,
let's go.
So that's number 10. So number 9, similar to yours, I had Pecco. So Pecco's, specifically Pecco's perfect second half of the season. You know, and I think you said the same thing, Manuel. Pecco would have been right up there competing with Fabio right up till the end if he had a better start to the season. But that second half of the season, he really dominated. He had
very well.
Yeah,
yes,
for sure.
Okay, indeed. Very good.
Number 8. There we go. Yeah. Number 8, specifically for me, Pedro's pit lane to podium, the top of the podium in Doha. That, like, yeah, look, a lot of riders started in pit lane that day, and in Moto3, maybe it's not so much of a penalty to start from the pit lane.
And it was a messy race, but it still doesn't change the result. Yeah,
that's right. For him and Manuel, I think he said as well, for Pedro to have the ability to win races from the front, win races in a battle, win races coming through from the back. He's really shown that he's an all-round racer, and that one was, for me, that was my highlight of the season. That was amazing.
Very good.
Why is it not number one then?
Oh, no, my highlight for one of my highlights for Pedro. Yeah, there you go. So number seven, number seven in my best moments is I've got Rossi's retirement, and the reason I've got in Rossi's retirement is because I think it was. Yeah, exactly. It was bittersweet. It finally lifted that veil. It put away the question, when's he going to retire? What's going to happen? When's he going to retire? And from there, it was beautiful to see. Every race after that was a tribute. Every race after that, the Rossi fans were out, the yellow flares were out, the flags were out. It was just a fantastic to see.
Nothing bad happened.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing bad happened. He almost got on the podium in Austria, but yeah. But
that was
for me, it's bittersweet. And for those that are going to tune in for the 10 worst, yes, I do also. I'll give you a tip now. I do also have it in my 10 worst moments of the season, but because it's bittersweet. Number 6 for me. Again, I agree with you, Manuel. I've got the Beast. His performances, especially second half of the season, and I've really highlighted his ride in Misano. Yes, I know that he got the podium position on the last lap, and probably Fabio didn't really care because he'd already won the world championship. Blah blah blah. Whatever.
But he was there.
But he was there, exactly, and he's on a 2-year-old bike, and he's managing his tires. Absolutely incredible. So that one for me, as you say, Manuel, he really stands out for me for a rider for the future. Number 5, this is where I'm sort of agreeing with you now, Manuel, is old school Mark Marquez.
Very nice.
On his anti-clockwise circuits as well. The master classes that he put on, especially at the Saxon Ring and Circuit of the Americas. Circuit of the Americas, I didn't realize he won that by like 5 seconds or something. That was insane, And the Saxon Ring, that Manuel, I remember the podcast we did before the Saxon Ring, and you were saying, "Oh, I'm all in on Marc Marquez winning," and we went, "Oh yeah, you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about." Next thing you know, bang, there you go, Marc Marquez. So that was insane. And for you now to say that, he was still having blurred vision problems, he's obviously clearly got the injury problem. For him to do that that's just crazy. But it
we saw how much 75% Marquez, 70% racing this season.
Absolutely crazy. So that's number 5. Number 4 for me. Again, another one that I agree with you, Manuel. Binder's win in Austria. That one for me. Yeah, that was. And you said before, but on the edge of your seat and standing up, that was genuinely it. I was standing screaming at the TV. No, yes, no, I know what's going on. It was crazy. Even the riders were saying we had to look up at the screen to see what position. We didn't know what was going on. So yeah, that was fantastic. I love that one.
Okay, podium.
Here we go. The podium for me. So number 3, Pedro winning his first title. So that, that for me really sealed that he is something amazingly special that we are going to see a lot more of in the next decade and a half, 15 years, easy. Just how he handled that entire season. I think 3 or 4 races in, he had like an 80-something point lead, and we were saying, shut the gate, forget it. But then as you put Foggia in your list, yes, Foggia pulled it back towards the end of the season, but Pedro showed enough guts and determination to be able to stick it out. And for him to get that title on his first go as a rookie and then get straight up to Moto2, absolutely incredible. I really enjoyed watching that.
Yes, I recommend hardly people who are now bored, they should have a look at the Portugal race where he won the title. There he did things that is kind of a master lesson, So people should have a look of what a rider can do on the bike.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just the velocity that he manages to come into a corner with. He gets all his braking done and gets the angle of the bike so right, and he can just do things with those bikes that nobody else can. I'm really, really interested to see what he does in a Moto2 bike next year. It'll be good. For me, number 2, second spot on the podium, Fabio's first title. Fantastic. So look, hey, it was a year late. We all know it should have happened last year, but he, he choked a bit last year. So, but yeah, absolutely. France's first ever world champion, and Yamaha back on the top step again, which was absolutely amazing to see. And to see Fabio come through after choking last year, and as you said, Manuel, for him to mature and fix a lot of those issues. But as we've said in earlier podcasts, he still has a lot of growth to do. And so, he's probably 70 or 80% of the ultimate rider that he could be eventually. And so to see him now on a bike that, hey, it's not a Desmo, it's not the Ducati, it's not the strongest bike on the grid. That's right. For him to do that, absolutely incredible. That was a highlight for me.
Very good.
Number one. It was always going to be. It was never going to be any different.
I don't know why. Me. I think I can imagine. I don't know why. I
wonder why it might be. Remy Gardner in his first. Of course. What a season! Oh my God. Like, talk about an up and down season. That last race, I was genuinely sitting there going, "Oh my God, he could lose it here. What's going to go on?" It was incredible.
And his dad's there watching, and generally falls off when his dad's there watching.
Yes, yeah. We're all like, "Bugger off, go away, leave him alone."
Yeah.
It was cool.
Brilliant. I do have one thing that was my highlight.
Go on then.
Because I just thought of it as how prepared I am. I love that Moto2 and Moto3 came down to the last race of the season.
Yeah.
That was just, MotoGP, second to last race, which I'm guessing is kind of normal-ish. It's around there. But for those two to come down to that last race,
absolutely amazing. It was so good, and that's right. It was so exciting for the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen lots of seasons in the past where especially in the MotoGP category with Mark dominating and Valle dominating before that. The title has been won with 4 or 5 races to go, and so they've been dead rubbers, as we call them in Australia and in English. But yeah, to see it go down to the wire in almost all the categories was what a season. I can't think of a season in the last couple of years that's been this exciting all year. It's been crazy.
Well, you know what happens, that the memory in racing is very short. So it was exciting last year. It was kind of before.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. But it's exciting for different reasons, isn't it? Last year was exciting because just ridiculous things kept happening. You remember that? We were having podcasts.
A crazy crash.
What did we just watch?
With Zarco and Frankie and the bike nearly taking out Maverick and Rossi and just...
Yep. That's right. This year was more purist, wasn't it? Yeah, indeed. Cool.
So look, I think that our listeners or our viewers, I would ask them to tell us their podium of the best of 2021.
Definitely. Yeah, give us your top 3.
I really would like to know.
Yep, for sure. Give us your podium for sure.
Pressure's on for you, Yash. I know that you've got lots. Tell us.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, for sure. So let us know, guys. Let us know on all the socials and in the comments in YouTube. Let us know what you think your top 3 moments for the year are. Let us know if you think that Manuel and I are wrong for any reason whatsoever. If you disagree, please let us know.
Thank you for not including me in that.
So the first one who has to state it is Andra. Your top 3?
Yeah.
Now?
Yeah, go.
No, now. In 2 weeks' time. Now.
Okay. I'm like, okay.
Top three moments off the top of your head.
Was the Le Mans flag to flag that season or last season?
That was this season.
That was definitely my first highlight where I went, holy crap, that was insane.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yep, definitely that was good. Okay. Definitely Remy winning because, Australia. Just because Australia. Oh my God, what else?
There's so many.
There are so many. I want to do some airy fairy one now because I know Manuel loves it when I get all mother-like.
Watching Jack have a cry.
No, I'm just going to say, I think Raul and Adrian Fernandez were like a highlight for me. So it's not a moment as such, but I really like those boys. And yeah, it's not a highlight specifically, but that's my little favorite thing of this season.
They get your ovaries going.
They do. My motherly ovaries.
Nice. you just want to cuddle them and go, it's okay, boys.
Yes. Come let mummy help you.
Oh my God. Awesome.
Oh, we were at the Superbikes, Manuel. And no, it wasn't then. I was there for another weekend driving the car, and Raul liked one of my Instagram stories, and then Adrian saw, and I was like running around to people going, oh my God. And they were like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Fernandez. Who is Fernandez?
Exactly. Yeah. He's not here. We don't know him.
Yeah. What?
Brilliant.
So good.
Awesome. All right, fantastic, guys.
Right,
look,
guys,
what we'll do, we'll take a break, and then we'll jump back in with a completely new episode, and we'll talk about the 10 low points of the season. I think that's going to be really good, and then we're going to have a look and see who watches more of what. That's what we're going to do.
Oh, good idea. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
indeed.
Precious.
Okay.
All right. So for all those guys that don't tune in, we'll see you later. Have an amazing 2021 New Year's. It's going to be New Year's soon. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're going to be doing loads of stuff in the off season. We're going to be talking about testing. We're going to be talking about new developments in 2022. And we're going to be talking about rider movements, all that sort of stuff. So make sure you get in there and keep engaged with the Pecino Report.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.